Welcome to the scheduling chapter of your Effective Scheduling Tour. In the last chapter, we saw how you can acknowledge your volunteers' individual scheduling constraints by entering them into VSP, and how volunteers can enroll online, reducing data entry work. This chapter shows how the scheduling process works, and how VSP automatically honors volunteers' preferences and availability when producing a schedule. Using VSP's auto scheduler, you'll ensure that people are scheduled fairly at times that work well for them, while minimizing the tedious work involved in scheduling. When it comes time to generate a schedule, you'll click on the Schedules pane. You'll then enter the start and end dates for your new schedule, and then click on the Create button. A blank template called the Schedule Skeleton will appear that shows all of your shifts during the specified time period and the number of positions required for each job. At this point, you can create special non-repeating shifts by clicking on the New Shift button, or edit or delete existing shifts. The required positions are intentionally left unfilled. You can manually fill in particular shifts by clicking on the unfilled position you'd like to fill. In the right-hand column, you will be presented with a list of volunteers qualified and available to work that job. You can select the desired volunteer to fill the position by double-clicking on their name or dragging and dropping their name into the position. When you have finished making any such manual assignments, you'll click the Commence Scheduling button to let VSP fill in the skeleton. VSP uses a highly sophisticated multi-pass scheduling algorithm that was developed by specialists in scheduling logic. VSP always produces a fair rotation while honoring each volunteer's individual preferences and constraints. After the scheduling process is completed, you may click on a day in the calendar to view or edit the shifts on that day. You can easily swap out a volunteer who has been scheduled by clicking on his or her name in the schedule. The volunteer list on the right will show all of the other volunteers that are qualified for the job and are able to serve at this time. When you select a volunteer from the list, if there is a reason that the volunteer should not be scheduled for this shift, the reason is displayed in red at the bottom of the list. You can easily filter the list to show just volunteers without any such conflicts. You can see all of a particular volunteer's assigned shifts by choosing Show Shifts Given To from the Mode menu on the right side of the schedule window. When you choose a volunteer from this list, all of the dates on which that volunteer has been scheduled will be highlighted in green in the calendar, as will the volunteer's name in the schedule. You can see a full breakdown of how many hours each volunteer has been scheduled in each job by choosing View Hours Scheduled from the Reports menu. This table makes it easy to see at a glance how many hours each volunteer has been scheduled in what jobs. You can even choose to see the total number of hours a volunteer has been scheduled over multiple scheduling periods, simply by choosing the desired start period from the menu in the top right-hand corner of the window. When it comes time to export or print a schedule, you'll choose Export Schedule from the File menu at the top of the schedule window to save the schedule as an MS Word document. Or you can choose Post Schedule to the web terminal to post the schedule directly to the web terminal so your volunteers can see it online. In either case, you can choose to export your schedule in a wide variety of professional layouts and formats. You've just seen how the auto-scheduler makes it easy to produce professionally formatted schedules that acknowledge your volunteers' personal scheduling constraints, ensuring the volunteers are scheduled fairly at times that work well for them, while minimizing the tedious work involved in scheduling. But VSP's utility has just begun once the schedule is generated. In the next chapter, we'll see how the automatic email reminders ensure volunteers always know when they are scheduled, and how the web terminal makes it easy for them to find a sub if they can't make it. We'll also take a look at how VSP's powerful emailer increases and personalizes communication.